Hey, what's up, everyone, and welcome to the Systems for Life Playbook. You might have heard me talk on TikTok about a predictable income system, and honestly, I had decided to change the name of it, not because we won't be talking about predictable income systems, but after further just understanding of what would be needed, I just wanted to make it super clear to everyone that if we can get you to start thinking in systems, we can absolutely change the game. Now, when it comes to this playbook, there won't be a ton of visuals. There will be some, but they're going to come a little bit later on. But this is more so one of those things that you'll probably be busy and you'll want to listen to first. Like all of these playbooks are going to be audio first, even though they will have some level of visuals, and there will be an actual playbook document that you'll be able to take a look at if you're someone who learns better by reading or whatever the case may be. So just know this, the world is full of systems. Your job has a system for how you get paid. Your favorite app has a system for how it keeps you scrolling. This guide is going to show you a really simple way to build your own system so that you can do more than just follow someone else's rules. And again, just by learning how to create and manage your own systems, you can reach your goals and have more free time overall. So who am I? My name's LaDon. Everybody calls me LD. And here's a super quick look at my journey overall. So I grew up mostly in Arkansas. I was born in St. Louis, but grew up mostly in Arkansas. And believe it or not, a little secret about me is that I grew up with like a really bad speech impediment. Like I'm talking, if you said, "Hey, how are you doing?" It would take me 5 minutes to say, "I'm doing well. How are you?" So just imagine how that played out for me all the way through high school. Probably not well. But then I decided to go to the Air Force and everything. And I ended up doing 12 years in the Air Force. And during that time, I was a weapons troop. And then, which was basically, I got tricked into it. I was loading bombs, missiles, and bullets when they told me that I'd be working on computer systems on aircraft. But then I got the opportunity to change my job and I became a contracting officer. And during that time, that was when I really got to see money because I was in charge of writing and administering the contracts for a lot of different things. But one thing that really changed my life was writing the annual contracts for the doctors who worked on base. And here I am sitting here writing a contract for this doctor on my payday, by the way. So this was the same day I got paid. And I was supposed to press the button to finalize the contract for the doctor on base. And my paycheck at the time was, I think it was like 4,000. It was something like that. And I was executing an annual contract for this doctor and the contract amount was about $400,000, give or take, right? And that really changed the game for me. And I'll be honest, between that and maybe a couple of other things, I got really open to, other streams of income because I was like, there's no way I'll ever make that type of money in the Air Force. But I don't necessarily want to leave yet, but I need to do something different because I'm definitely not making it as much as I could or that I want to. So a friend of mine approached me with a company called WV. Most of you guys are probably familiar with it at some point in time. Somebody reached out to you or you seen a sign that said like, you should be here, right? And that was my first time ever doing anything like that. I had never seen anything like that before, but it made a lot of sense when they showed it to me. And again, at that time, I was super open-minded to additional income streams. So I got into that and I went hard. And basically, I was able to, make six figures, win awards and things along those lines. And that really prompted me to, after my experiences there and just being able to travel a lot more and make a lot more money to be able to travel, I made the decision that, hey, I really want to live full time instead of kind of going on vacation, coming back, going on vacation, coming back, and just having to deal with all of the things associated with that. And I basically ended up getting out of the Air Force after 12 years of being in. And that was when I really got on that train of taking like one vacation almost every month for about 2 years straight. All right. And that's where the whole, me traveling to over 100 countries and doing a lot of that stuff happened then. There were some months where I was gone on a vacation like every week, which is just crazy to think about. But, yeah, it's good to go. So after about 4 years of being in that company and just seeing the pros and cons of the network marketing industry overall, I made the decision to part ways with the company. I actually like picked up and randomly moved to Cambodia. And after taking a little bit of time to myself, I decided to get into digital marketing and sales because I wanted to figure out a way for anyone to be able to win at anything. And this was all back in like 2017, 2018, something like that. And what it sparked was that I got good at these things pretty quickly because I had just spent the last 4 years of my life doing something very similar or with similar principles, right? Marketing is marketing. There's a lot of different ways of going about it. but it's still marketing. Sales is sales. There's a lot of ways of going about it, but it's still fundamentally sales, right? So that led me to start working with 6, 7, and 8-figure entrepreneurs behind the scenes. And that went very, very well for me. I ended up winning awards in that. And then I got into independent insurance adjusting. And that right there was a game changer because whenever there's a big hurricane, that meant big money. But the thing about insurance adjusting is that it's very, very seasonal. So it's one of those things where you could have a great 6 months or you could have a great year and then you could go 2 to 3 years without any major hurricane happening. So I became even more open about income options and stuff like that. I don't know if you guys have picked it up yet or not, but like I am open-minded and that has served me very, very well because there are people who are not open-minded, not even in the slightest, and they miss out on so many opportunities because they won't even take a look at something compared to someone being willing to take a look, measure out whether it's legal, legitimate, and lucrative, and then make a decision on whether it's going to be something for them or not, right? You don't know what you don't like until you try things. Now, there's certain things like me jumping off a cliff. I'm good on that. I don't need to try that to know if I like it or not. The risk is not worth the reward in that capacity. But yeah, anyway, while I was looking for things to do in between the hurricanes, I started winning work from anywhere contracts with high ticket coaching companies. And the role that I was winning those contracts was a client success manager. And, you know, a lot of people don't really know about client success. They definitely don't know about being able to win contracts in the high ticket coaching space. And, you know, it's very much so in demand. And it's something that I actually help people land roles in now to this day. I help Frank, who was a friend of a friend, I helped him land a role in about 2 weeks. And there's a few people that I'm currently working with right now, and they're all super ecstatic about being able to, you know, land the work from anywhere role that'll pay them a full-time income while they put that on top of the other things that they already have going on. So after mastering how to land work from anywhere roles, digital marketing and sales, and helping other people create a full-time income in part-time hours or less online, that's when I started Fund Your Travel and the travel funding blueprint community that you're in right now watching this video. Now, that's enough about me. And it may be slightly long-winded, but this is like, I want this playbook to be really, really valuable for you. But I also want you to understand that this is not just a chat GPT playbook that I'm just running my mouth towards. Like, this has literally been my life over the last 10 years. All right. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to walk you through a few people that I've been able to help. And, you know, maybe there's someone in there like you, maybe there's not, but just either way, these are people that I've been able to help. And it's been an absolute blessing just being able to understand things to the capacity to be able to help people get the results that they want in their life. So the first one is Grace. Grace is out of the UK, and she had been, you know, struggling to like make money online for like the last 5 years. And she had invested a lot over here, invested a lot over there, did this, did that. And when her and I started working together, one of my favorite parts about Grace is she was locked in. Like, one of the key parts of being able to get to the other side of something is to establish some level of an accountability partnership. Because if you have a clear vision and you know where you want to go and you know what you need to do, now it's just about doing it, right? So Grace put her head down and got to work. I told her, you can message me every single day if you need to. If you have any questions, just let me know. And we met like once a week. And basically she's well on her way to a full-time income online. But she messaged me letting me know that she had made almost $1,000 in a single day. Bukola is next. Another one of those people where she's actually from Nigeria in the UK. And in about 2 months of us working together, like, she had got things up to earning about $10,000 in about 2 months, which would definitely put her at a full-time income overall. She's another one of those people where we talked almost every day. And again, like, people grossly underestimate the amount of effort you need over instruction. People grossly underestimate the amount of effort and action you need instead of instruction. Again, once we have a clear vision and we know what we need to do, at that point, it just comes down to doing it and then doing slight course corrections along the way. But we can't get along the way if we're not taking action. So the next one is Natalia, and she's in the US. She's out of like Alabama or Louisiana, something like that, maybe even Mississippi, somewhere around there. And with her, as about 5 years ago, she was like labeled like legally blind or visually impaired. Like, she can't see, but she's trying to be a content creator. And it's like, her content, her target audience is towards other people who can't see. And it's like, well, why are we creating reels in this way if they can't see it? And right. So now I'm not laughing at her or them. It's just like, why would we try and like, why are we not creating content specifically for how your target audience would actually digest it? So we ended up, that's when the light bulb came on. So we ended up building a successful system that was aligned with her target audience that now has her being able to pump out content as much or as little as she wants and have quality conversations and create awesome things that are of value to her target audience, which when she was just starting out, she didn't know which way to go. And now she's able to create content in with so much more confidence than without. The next one is Sadia. And Sadia is a little unique. She's out in the UK as well, but she wanted to do things faceless, right? So she's actually of the Muslim faith, and like there's a lot that goes into that. But basically, she wanted to do all of her content creation faceless. And I was like, cool. I've helped people win with faceless accounts before. This will be no different. And she's another one of those people where we talked very, very often. Whenever I did like a live workshop or something like that, she just showed up, she participated. We had sidebar conversations, and basically we worked together to create a business for her using a face system where she never had to show her face. She's made thousands of dollars, and like her situation is totally different from when her and I started working together. Another one is my dad. My dad was less on the like, I want to put in the work to make money online. And he was more into, I'm at the stage of my life where I definitely want to travel more. So we put together a system for him through memberships and things like that for him to be able to go to Las Vegas for a week for about $77 after taxes. And yeah, you just can't beat that, right? So the next one would, well, before I move on from that one, we went to a pool party and it was awesome. We went and had steak over here and like at this, it was like an aquarium. Like it was awesome, awesome stuff. And definitely some quality memories were made. And the next one is Jay. And Jay is, he had been trying to land a work from anywhere role for a while. He was in one, but he wasn't making the kind of money that he wanted to make. So long story short, we worked together and he just showed up. Another one of those people where they took accountability partnership serious into the next level. And that turned into him being offered multiple roles with multiple companies in the high ticket coaching space. And now he is earning, more than $10,000 a month. And he actually lives between California and Colombia. So that's awesome. Harry was a younger guy. He's like 21 and like he didn't have any experience in anything really. And, I just helped him understand how we could frame things in a way to make him attractive to these high ticket coaching companies. And he ended up landing a work from anywhere role and moved to Colombia as well. So imagine being 21, 22, you're living in another country. He's out of the UK. So you kind of moved to the other side of the world a little bit and you're working from anywhere, having a blast, and everything's all good. And last, but definitely not least, is Leroy. Now, Leroy was probably one of the first people that I ever helped. And there's a special, special story because like this is one of my closest friends. He was actually my boss in the military way back then. And he had gotten to a point in his life where he was basically working in a warehouse for 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. And I think he was making like $1,000 every 2 weeks or something like that. Like it was not a lot at all. And through us just putting systems in his life, now he is a salon owner. He got married to the love of his life and they have their first child, which is my godson. Shout out to Zeke. Let's go. But it's one of those things where like all of these people have something in common. They leaned into the idea of setting up systems in their life that actually move them closer to their goals and ideal outcomes. Now, I want you to take away from this is not only just that if they can do it, you can do it, but that you don't need one system that is going to just take you to the moon. Like you can also have a collection of smaller systems that gets you to the same result. But that's the problem that most people run into is they don't think that way. They think, oh, I need to get a 6-figure remote corporate job and then I'll be able to, travel the world and live my best life in X, Y, and Z. Well, what if you had a work from anywhere role that you actually enjoyed, that they never wanted you to come to the office, and they paid you between 5 to 10,000 a month. And then on top of that, you had a business that it wasn't just you in the business and you didn't have to hire people. You decided to be a part of something called a digital growth team, where everyone works together in as little amount of time or as much amount of time as they want. And you don't have to worry about someone running away with the money because the system is already structured in a quality way. And you're able to benefit from the efforts of others, just like they're able to benefit from you, just like a what? A team. Like me, I play basketball, right? If I scored a point, that was good for my entire team. If somebody else scored 25 points, that was good for the entire team. So that's another thing about systems. It's like most people are in a system right now that they benefit less than 1% a month from the money that is made through that system. If you're a part of a $100 million company and they pay you $5,000 a month, like I'm not that good at math, but what I will say is that's like less than 1% for sure. Right. So what we're about to walk through is exactly what it looks like to create systems in your life that move you closer and actually get you to the desired outcomes you have for your life. Again, imagine having a work from anywhere role that pays you 5,000, and then you're a part of a digital growth team that is also paying you another 2,500. But with that digital growth team, you also get certain travel perks and things like that so that you're actually spending less money on travel. And the travel perks equivalent to about an extra 2,500 bucks. So now you're basically at $10,000 a month in income and value. Don't you think it would be a lot easier being able to fund your travel, fund your freedom with that? We're not even talking about brand deals or any of that type of stuff. We're not talking about monetizing on social media. Like those are all extra on top of that. But just having those three things in place could put you in a completely different stratosphere as far as being able to make your work from anywhere, traveling the world, digital nomad, global citizenships, moving abroad dreams come to life. All right. So lock in on part 2 and we will go through exactly what the BAM method is, BAM. And I'll show you exactly how you can go about creating these mini systems in your life so that you can take things to the next level. Let's get it, and let's go.